It's going to be just on Gemma right now. It's too dark to see me, and she actually has better lighting, and she's, like I said, better to look at. So you can watch her sleep as I talk about everything and things we're going to be doing again. So tomorrow, depending on the weather, I'm hoping to go down to Mallory Square and Duval Street and show you guys some sights and scenes as we chat and explore a little bit. So hopefully the wind should die down tomorrow. It's still going to be coming from the northwest, which is a little bit of a colder chill, so I got to see how it is for her. Just because when it says it's going to be 64 degrees, it doesn't mean it's going to be warm. When that wind's out of the north, it hits off the water just right, and with the moisture in the air, it makes it quite chilly and breezy. So I got to see how it's going to be. I'm hoping that we can get out tomorrow and actually start doing some better streams. I had to charge up everything tonight. I had bought an inverter not too long ago, so I'm able to charge up the my DJI gimbal and my phone and my spare phone and the battery pack that I have for it. So we should be able to stream quite a while if everything goes good. So we're gonna do that, and like I said, I was for my last stream. For some reason, when I use Streamlabs, I'm not using Streamlabs right now. I'm just strictly using on Twitch, because I've got to figure out why it's not saving my videos. Because I've done quite a few of these actually. I'm already up to I think 4 hours worth of streams, and I think it only has an hour and a half on Twitch saved. But if I use Streamlabs, for some reason it doesn't even save them. So I'm going to try to figure that out, because I really want to use Streamlabs, because I can multi-stream from that once I figure out again how to do that. I'd like to be able to stream from Twitch, DLive, Facebook, and YouTube, all 4 of them. So that'd be really good if I can get all of them in there, and then that will maximize my viewers. And if anybody else has any other ideas of things I can add onto it too, I'm not sure if there's a way to like do it on Instagram, or that's the only other one I can think of that does that. I'm pretty okay with just those 4 if I can get it. Anyways, I think that should be fine. Twitch is high for like gaming stuff. It's not as good for IRL, although there are quite a few. I mean, they still get views. But I really need to get on YouTube and Facebook too, because those are also going to be, you know, they just have a lot more views and a lot more people doing this type of stuff, which is oops, wrong one, which is going to help me out quite a bit. So for my last stream, I was talking a lot about what I was going to do, and that one didn't save, so I want to use this one because I'm going to upload this video to YouTube after. That's going to help me try to hopefully get followers there too. I need 1,000 subscriptions over there. So if you have not gone to YouTube, if you can look up Sailing with Gemma and subscribe to that, I need 1,000 to get monetized. Even if you don't watch on YouTube that much, it literally takes 2 seconds. You hit subscribe. It doesn't cost nothing. It's just, it just helps me out. If I can get monetized on that, that's going to be really big for me, I think. I'm not sure what I have to do for Facebook, or if I have to do anything at all, but I haven't figured that out yet. I'm still, learning all this. Yeah, I know, Gemma. Yeah, she's sleepy. But this video is probably not going to be that long. It's going to be about half an hour, and then we're gonna, like I said, I'm going to go over everything. But anyways, for my last stream that didn't save, I was talking about a lot of things that are going on in Key West that I want to try to work on and investigate a little bit and see what I can do to help. Once I can start the investigation part now, and streaming stuff about it, and talking to locals and to the homeless about it and all that. But I won't be able to do too much helping yet until I get enough funding and make enough money to take care of me and Gemma and get us somewhere to stay besides my truck. But the big problem with Key West is it's a huge tourist destination. Therefore, the government and the police are very bad to the homeless here. Not sure what laws, if they can make their own laws about this or whatnot, and be very, very hypocritical on them and pick and choose who they enforce them to, then I'm not exactly sure how that goes, but I will explain a little something to you. If you're homeless in Key West and you break any law, no matter what it is, you could jaywalk, it could be sleeping in your vehicle, and drinking in public, anything. It's an automatic 30 days in jail. So the only thing that, okay, but like, okay, whatever, ordinances, but the only thing is that does not count for tourists. There's 350 bars on this island. You can literally go to a different bar every day and not visit the same bar twice, and it's only a 2-mile island. It's a huge party place. Any tourist is allowed to sit there and drink in public, cross the street however they want, and pretty much do whatever they want because they're bringing the money. And not a single one gets arrested. But every homeless person will. Now, I'm not a drinker, so I don't care about the drinking in public thing, but at least be fair. Don't judge somebody because they're homeless. People don't want to be homeless. People don't want to, live on the streets. I guess I can't say none, because I've met some people that actually enjoy it, but most people, they have their own reasons. Whether it be financial, of course everything's financial, whether it be mental or just straight bad luck, and it's sad, and people judge homeless people, and the biggest thing is what they say is, why don't they just get a job? Now, when you go to get a job, what is the first thing you have to put down? You have to put your name, your phone number, and your address. Homeless people don't have all that information. They have their name. A lot of them don't have a phone. I'm blessed to have my phone. I don't have an address. I can't go get a job right now because of Gemma. I can't leave her in the truck, and I sure in the hell am not getting rid of her. She's everything to me. She's been tossed around. I will not do that to her. She's happy and content where she is, and we're going to do this together. But that's just half the battle is getting a job, and then you have to worry about bathing for the job, and that's hard. You have to worry about sleeping out on the streets, and then getting up early in the morning to go to work. Now, what happens if it rains all night and you can't sleep because you're getting soaked? Then what? You're too tired to go to work, or you go to work so tired and you screw it all up and you lose your job. It's a lose-lose situation. It's very, very, very difficult to become homeless to something. Now, I've done it before, so it can be done. My very first time being homeless was when I was 15 years old. I left home because my dad was very abusive. My mom left when I was 2. So I met her again when I was 15, but she was all about her boyfriend and he didn't like me, so I didn't get to stay there. So I ended up sleeping in sheds in the middle of Maine, in the middle of winter, in the freezing cold. It sucked. But I made do, and I had some support. I had some friends and stuff like that. I was couch hopping here and there, so it wasn't always like that. But a lot of times it was. And you don't know how lonely it is and how scary it is when you don't know if you're going to make it because it's so cold, or you don't know if you're going to end up in jail, or just because you want to go to sleep. It's a shitty feeling knowing you can't sleep, or you're afraid to sleep just because of what a cop's going to do. And everybody knows that I back the Blue. Most people know that I run Blues View News, which is a station that completely backs the Blue, but there is still bad cops. Regardless if you back the Blue or not, there are still bad cops, and cops that enforce bad policy. Now, maybe they have to, and you say, well, they're just doing their job. So if you went to your job and your boss told you to do something inconstitutionally or invaluable to what you think and what you feel, you would just do it. Probably not. You'd say something about it. That's like going to, you would, if you don't believe in abortions, you sure in the hell aren't going to work at a freaking abortion clinic. It's simple, police need to start standing up for what's right too, because there is a constitution and we need to follow it with a lot of things. You see just like in Portland, Oregon, with all these riots going on and all the protests, and they're just doing nothing. And you say, well, you can't blame the police because they have orders. No, you can blame the police too now. They've had their chances. How many times? And I mean, I remember watching, what was his name? Behind Enemy Lines, Jake. He got freaking pulled over and harassed by police because he didn't use his turning signal. Why? Less than just across the street, they were rioting. It was Antifa that were rioting and breaking the Democratic Leaders Building or whatever it is. And they literally did nothing to them. They let them do that. Why they pulled him over? Because he was filming them and he didn't use a turning signal. I mean, how is that saying they're just doing their job? No, they're not doing their job, or they would have arrested those people. That's their job. Their job isn't to pick sides. Their job is to arrest people. If the DA doesn't want to do it, whatever. Then you go to him and you protest to him. But until then, the cops need to still do their jobs and arrest the bad people. Every single one of them. It's simple. And until they're doing that, they're not good cops. Portland Police Department I've lost complete faith in them. I'm not even from there, and I feel bad for the residents. No resident should have to deal with what they have to deal with those Antifa people. And they say it's just an idea. Bullshit, it's an idea. That idea caused a hell of a lot of damage. That idea has hurt a whole lot of people. That idea has killed people. When are we going to wake up and say, that's not just an idea, that's a freaking reality? And yeah, I get a little bit passionate and a little angry about the situation because it's freaking ridiculous. I've seen freaking old ladies get paint dumped on them. I've seen them burn buildings. And then they'll say, what buildings are burnt? I see no burnt. Just because a building's still standing doesn't mean you haven't burned it, and doesn't mean your dumbasses didn't record it. I mean, what kind of criminals are going to record them committing crimes and then say they didn't do it? We've all seen it. And every single one of those streamers out there that are on the Antifa side are just as bad and just as guilty. And half of them are with them or doing it themselves. They are bad people and not Americans, and they do not deserve to be in our country. I don't dislike Democrats. I don't, just because of for any reason at all. I don't. But Antifa is a different story. I don't like Democrat leaders. But when it comes to voters, I hope we can have both sides here, because we all need to have some conversations. I think if we all started talking and actually had a decent dialogue, a whole lot more would get done. But I'm pretty sure I went way off topic, considering I was supposed to be talking what I was going to be doing with the homeless. Anyways, so there's a lot of problems with the homeless here. And I really want to, like I said, I wanted to start doing some research on some of these things the cops do bad here, because I think it's kind of, messed up that the homeless get treated so bad here. Now, there are drug problems here and all that, but what is there for help? I mean, apparently if they're not meeting the helpful needs that these people need. Now, you can't cater to everyone, and not every homeless person's good and needs or will even take help. And some of them, do need to be in jail for that. Ones that are actually constantly breaking the law or hurting people. But for the good people out there, there are small programs out here, but not enough. And they're saying, well, why do they come to Key West? It's a tourist place. Why not go somewhere where it's not so much like that? They don't come here because of the tourists. Yeah, I mean, some of them do because they'll panhandle money or whatnot. But it's the simple fact that it's warm. Have you ever been so cold you don't know if you're going to make it through the night? I have, and it's a shitty feeling. They want to be warm, and everybody has the right to be warm, and this is as far south as you can go. It pretty much stays warm all the time. Now, I'm not saying flood the place with homeless people or something like that. There's places for everybody. Everybody needs things, but that's the reason why some people come here. It's expensive as hell, though, so it's kind of hard at the same time. But it can be done right. I mean, that's why, like, if you don't have to pay rent, which I'm planning on not having to, because I'm going to buy a boat. That's what my major thing is. I can get a boat for about $3,000. Enough, $3,000 to $5,000, and that'd be good enough for to live on, and just set up my anchors, and all I have to pay is for food and stuff like that. So that's my plan, and then after that, you can live here decently, But paying rent, you can't even rent a room for $1,000 a month here. It's that bad. Now the pay is probably a little bit better or whatnot, but still, I mean, you have to do so much just to make ends meet here, and you'll still struggle unless you own one of these big businesses or you're making a crap ton of money. working off the tourist or something like some of these shows do and all that. Some of them make really good money. I'll show you guys some of the things they do, and they're actually really good. They can afford it here, but it's still not easy. But I really want to, once I can get on the boat, I want to really work on funding. I want to have, they do have some meal setups for them, but I want to help with more with that. I want to, go out and do drives for feeding, and whatever I can. We'll buy massive, I'll get hold of some outlet stores or something and find out like stuff that goes out of stock if I can buy it in bulk, and just make sure we have clothes for them and whatever we can, because like I said, I know it's something I'm passionate about because I've been there, and I'm here again. I'm homeless right now. I've got, $60 and change in my name, and that's all I have. I have, luckily I have a little bit of gas in my truck, enough to move the truck around a little bit. And I have to worry about getting arrested because, it's technically, they call it camping, and even if there's no signs and it's a 24-hour place, they'll still get you. They don't care. They don't want you on the streets. So I've got to be very careful how I sleep. But I think there's a lot of good we can do if we can get people to, share this out, to follow, and to really pay attention. And like I said, this stream right now, it's just on Gemma. Most of my streams aren't going to be like that. We're going to be walking around, and Gemma's going to be involved in all of them. She's with me all the time. But we're actually going to be doing stuff while we're talking and showing you guys things, and bring you along on some of these. I want to do a whole lot of interviews with a whole lot of people and see their views on it. And maybe I can even get some police officers to go on camera and explain their situation and why they do what they do and how they feel, what they feel about it. And same thing with people who are writing this legislations and to act and pushing for this. And if we can get enough people to actually see this, people will actually understand, and things can change, and maybe people won't be treated so bad. Now, it needs to be dealt in the right way, where we're not encouraging thousands and thousands of people just to move here for it, but at the same time taking care of the ones that are here. Because there are 525 people that are homeless on this island, roughly. And this is a 2-mile island. We're closer to Cuba than we are the mainlands of Florida. It's a tiny little island that you have to drive through all kinds of bridges to get through. There's only one. It's the end of Route 1. I mean, it's the very end of the road, so there's no more road south. But I think we can do a whole lot of good together. But like I said, I really need to, once I get monetized and all that, I would care more about getting shares and follows than I would donations, because I really want this to get out there. I mean, donations are great. It's the only way right now I'm going to be able to get me and Gemma to survive. And if anybody does want to contribute, you can right now through Cash App. It's the cash symbol Blues View News. That's BLUESVIEWNEWS. Blues View News with the Cash App. But you don't have to, like I said. I'd rather have a follow or a share. But some people would like to help. That would be great, because like I said, I don't have a whole lot right now. And I want to really get this going, and I know it's going to take a while and a whole lot of work, and I'm going to put the work in for it, because this is something that I can see going, and something I can see doing a whole lot of good things, and it's going to be good, I think. There's a whole lot of events they do here. I can cover most of them, and I'm going to. But some of them I've got to figure out what the rules are on here, because shit gets crazy here. Like I said, it's a party town. There's like things where people just wear body paint and nothing else, no clothes. It's kind of weird, but it gets quite interesting, I guess, here. But I really want to. I want to be somebody with this. I want to really help somebody. I want to be able to make it and help other people make it. And I want Gemma to be okay. And just so everybody knows, Gemma is a 29-year-old rescue macaw. I got her about 1.5 years ago. She was abused very bad. She's been in many homes, constantly tossed around. She gets scared about a whole lot of things because she's had a real bad past. But if you've seen her, how she was with the people she had, compared to how she is with me, she's done a complete 360. I mean, she wouldn't even barely play with the other people or talk to them or whatnot. Now, she'll cuddle with me and give me kisses, and she really, she's happy. She has plenty of food. I always said, like I said, you know, I went and spent pretty much a bunch of the last of the bills cash I had today on treats for her. She has a whole big old bag of food, so she's fine on that. I always have fresh water for her, everything. She's completely healthy and happy. If nothing, she's you know, she's a wee bit spoiled, but she'll eat before I do, always. And without her, I don't know where I'd be, because I've went through a whole lot in my past, and she's really helped me with. I have horrible anger issues, at least I used to, and she really helps with that, because she gives me motivation. That, you know, she's, you know, such a beautiful creature, and that can be loving and kind, and that I've actually changed her life. It makes me feel like I've accomplished something, and this is my next task I want to do. I want to accomplish something else and start helping other people too. But to help anybody, I need your help by sharing this out, by following, and eventually whoever feels that they can, and if they're in the place to do it, to support. And we'll get somewhere. We can. This chat's also open for any kind of conversations you want to have. If you have questions about my situation, about Gemma's situation, about political things that are going on, even the protests that are going on, your views, your opinions, I want to hear them. I want to be able to interact with my audience. I'm always going to try to answer every question I get. As long as once, you know, the more viewers I have, of course, the harder it gets to. But I'll always try my best. And if I don't answer your question, you really like to know something, you can always feel free to message me privately, and I will definitely answer that at any point. I want to, you know, I want to have my without you guys, this can't go anywhere. And I'm afraid without help in this, I'm not going to go anywhere, because I can't do a whole lot right now, and that's the scary part. So I really need this to work, and I think it can. Tomorrow, like I said, if the weather depending, we're going to go out and do a walk around, and I've still got to get monetized on this. I think I have 4 hours of streaming, so I need 4 more hours, and I have to do 7 days of streaming, which I'm on day number 3, so I still got 4 more days on that. So I'm hoping in the next 4 days somehow, if we get enough shares out on this, or even people just asking friends, hey, can you please, you know, follow this, even if you don't want to watch it, just follow it. You know, I need 50 50 followers to be able to get monetized on this, and then after that, that's when you can start actually making money on this. Like I said, I still have my Cash App, which is the Cash App symbol, the Cash symbol, and then Blues View News, and that's always acceptable for donations. I also have my YouTube channel. If you look up Sailing with Gemma, I need 1,000 subscribers on that. I've got 5, so I'm pretty far off on that one. If you could shoot over there at some point, and like I said, look up Sailing with Gemma on YouTube and give that a follow. I really need to get that monetized pretty quick, and I'm not exactly sure how to get subscribers on there, because I'm not doing much besides making live streams, so I need to start downloading them after. I guess that's what I'm going to start doing, and putting them on there instead of using Streamlabs right now until I can. I think I'm going to wait until I can get monetized on YouTube, so because I can't download them from here. For some reason, they're not going to my Twitch if I use Streamlabs. They're still streaming on it, but they're not saving it for some reason. I don't know why. I'm still learning the software. I'm very new to all this. If anybody wants to know the equipment I have right now I'm just using a DJI Osmo 4 for my gimbal, and I have my Note 9, so I'm kind of, you know, I need to get a new phone eventually, but right now it's working. And I do have a microphone, so my sound will get better, but my truck is a horrible mess, considering I've been living in it for like 9 days now, and I can't find the thing. So I'm going to tear apart my truck tomorrow and look for it. I'm also going to, I do have the subscription for Twitch, and somehow they said you can, not for Twitch, for Streamlabs, and they said that they can help you with the marketing of clothing and stuff like that. They have some kind of thing to do with that or whatnot. So I want to work on that, because I'm going to start making some designs and stuff like that, so we can have them sell t-shirts and hats and mugs and all that. if anybody has any cool things, they have ideas that would maybe, people would like to see on a shirt or whatnot too, we can always custom make some or whatever, and if they sell, great. And I need to find a designer to do this, but I don't have money for that right now. So I want to try to find somebody who will design for me, and we'll do like some type of profit sharing, like they'll get 10% of my profits off of it or something, just for one design. So each shirt they're making, if they design a good shirt, each shirt they sell, they'll make a little bit of my cut for me if they stay with me as a designer, as long as they'll get their share as long as they stay designing for me and working with me on that. But that's future things, and hopefully, like I said, I need to get a laptop eventually. That's another thing on my list. But first, I'm not spending any money besides for food and whatnot until me and her get some type of shelter, which I'm hoping it's going to be about. It's the cheapest way. It cost me about, like I said, if I was to rent a place here, it would cost me probably about $4,000 to move in, for $3,000 to $5,000, and that's just for the first month and the security deposit. With that, it's going to cost me $3,000 to $5,000 to buy a boat, and then I won't have to rent again. So it's quite smarter just to get a boat. I don't need nothing huge or nothing like that, and you can get the sailboats are, like I said, they're all over the place, and you can get them for fairly cheap around here, and it's so worth it. You just save so much money. Only thing that stinks is I gotta I might have to sell my truck to do it, and if I do that on the stormy days, that's the scary part. As long as I have money coming in, it's no big deal. I can get a hotel room, but on stormy days, I will not go out there with the bird, just because the water gets really rough, and I wouldn't want her to, us to sink or something happen where she can get harmed going out there, because you got to ride a skiff out there, and in stormy weather or not, that's really bad for her. If something happens, she can't swim. So I won't be going out when it's really, really windy. I'll just be staying on land. But if I have to, I'm going to sell my truck, which I'm trying to put that off to see if I can't make some money first, but I'm probably going to have to do that too. Which is completely fine too. Like I said, I just worry about, that, and it's going to cut my chances of getting a regular job once I get a boat. Because I can leave her on the boat once I get a job. I can just make sure it's cooled, and she has at least somewhere steady to stay. And as long as the weather's not bad, that's another thing. Though the weather's going to be bad, she's going to have her. So they also have a lot of vending jobs out here, like to work with a tourist outside here. So I might be able to try to get something like that too, where I can have her with me. Who knows? Still a whole lot to do, a whole lot to figure out. But I think it's going to be all good in the end, and I think we can help a whole lot of people. So if you haven't followed, please follow now. If you can, share it, and ask your friends. Be like, just can you please follow this for this guy? I really need it. So I'm gonna pretty much sign off for the night. I don't want to keep Gemma up too long. She gets cranky. So tomorrow I'm gonna try to do some more streams and head out and show you guys around town and chat with some people and see where it goes from there. If anybody knows anything about Streamlabs, how it works on the operating system on your phone, if you can give me a private message. I really need to figure out how it works, because I think I'm doing some things wrong on it. So that would be great if somebody could help me with that too. Alright, you guys have a great night, and I'll definitely be back tomorrow. I will be downloading this and putting this also on my YouTube channel, Sailing with Gemma. And I also eventually am going to be working on a Facebook thing. I don't know if I have to make a new Facebook, or if I can just stream to if I can live stream straight to a page. I don't want to stream straight to my regular Facebook. I want it to be on its own separate thing. So I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work, but I would like to start doing that soon too. And then I'll of course give you guys all that information so you guys can follow me there too. Alright, thank you once again, and if you guys feel like you would like to help this channel out and support by any means, that's able to do that right now pretty much through Cash App, and that's the cash symbol Blues View News. That's BLUES View News. Thank you guys, and have a great night.